Hi guys! So I wanted to talk to you about creative energy and connecting to the divine feminine. This video may be more for my female viewers, but this is always a great way to learn more about women and connecting to their energy and what's going to be healing for them in honoring their divine feminine. So this is for the guys too, if you guys want to listen in. But I'm going to be directly talking to the ladies, or people who identify as ladies, because that's good too. So in the past year, I have really been exploring what it means to be in the feminine divine in this life. I've had past lives as men, but my main incarnation is in feminine energy. I am actually gender fluid in this life, so a lot of times I do have a masculine tendency in my mind, but I really do enjoy the divine feminine in this life. I'm really enjoying it. One thing I've had a hard time with is my sexuality, because I was raised in the Christian faith. I was raised to believe that I was not supposed to have sex till I was married. I was not personally encouraged to explore my body sexually. I knew a lot about birth and pregnancy and things like that, but I didn't know anything really sexually about my body. And I had some past trauma, kind of like more when I was younger, but then when I started getting into some relationships, I had a lot of sexual interactions that I wasn't fully comfortable with. Nothing that was not consensual, but I had a hard time knowing that it was okay to just say, no, I'm not interested. So one way I have found that is very healing is opening up your creativity and connecting with your sexuality through creativity. If any of you follow me on Instagram, I have started a new series called Feminine Divine, or Divine Feminine. I think I'm going to go with Feminine Divine. I don't know why, that just sounds better for the series. And it's actually a series of paintings of the female reproductive organ, or the vagina, or the lady bits, or the flower, whatever you want to call it. Part of my healing is moving through the shame of talking about it. Even saying vagina feels uncomfortable for me in a lot of ways, even though I don't really know where that came from actually. I think it's just a societal thing. It's a shameful space, and because of past things and my religious beliefs from my childhood, and because of society, I just have always felt extremely disconnected from my sexuality. So as a part of my healing, I've started this series, and I found it very interesting because just even looking up diagrams or pictures of vaginas, I had a really hard time feeling comfortable. I've talked to a lot of women who say their vagina doesn't even feel like a part of their body. It feels very separate from them. And I think that's very unfortunate. I'm actually currently painting right now. I'm actually very surprised at how healing this process has been. I feel like I can talk about it more freely. I also did a nude photo shoot recently, which will soon be published online, which was extremely healing. And I'm also working on a book with that and some other projects. So I'm very, very excited to see where those go. In the last year, connecting with my body has been very important, but specifically since I've gotten to Australia, I have really made it a point to start this healing process. The healing process actually started a few weeks before I left for Australia. It has been a really amazing journey, which I'm still on, and I'm getting to the point where I am feeling much more confident in myself. I feel like I'm really actually delving deeper into who I am as a person, which I didn't even realize there was this depth that I was completely missing out on. I think most women consider themselves even if it's subconsciously, a bit of a sex object. We're not confident in our bodies most of the time. What men think about our bodies often determines how we feel about ourselves. We haven't really connected with our bodies just for us. We typically only experience sexuality or our feminine divine through interacting with a partner. I've been doing some research on the jade egg. If any of you have worked with that, I'd love to hear what your experiences have been. I will soon be getting one of those. I think it's really important to find out who you are in your sexuality and not having it have to do with anyone else. I think that's really important, because if you don't know yourself, how can you possibly express yourself to someone else? I think it's really important to start connecting to our bodies. It's going to be a huge part of claiming back the energy of the feminine divine on the planet. If we're not secure in who we are on our own, how can we possibly take back our power? And help empower the men around us as well, if we don't even know how to be empowered in ourselves. We've so been disconnected from what it means to be woman. And I think it's time to start really letting go of the shame and the emotional drama and realizing we are worth that experience. We are here for an awakening on the planet, and our generation is the shifting generation. We're the generation who's going to have to do the most healing and opening up of an energy so that so the next generation, our children, can start living in that higher frequency and in that more empowered state, in that more self-loving state. We're the ones who actually have to switch from the old world to the new world. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is if we're willing to step into what we need to do on the planet. Now, that might be scary, but I just want you to know something. The only reason you're on the planet at this time is because, on a soul level, as a divine being, you can handle this planetary transformation. You are here specifically because you have the divine power to transform this planet. It's the only reason why we're here as souls. A lot of souls are actually on the planet here that don't come here often because we are needed on the planet right now. So remember that. You're on this planet at this time for a very, very specific reason. Start believing in that power you have. Start believing in your divine, in your divinity. You have the power. It's the only reason why we're here. So I encourage you all to start stepping into your femininity, exploring your femininity mentally, emotionally, and physically. And I can't wait to see what we do. Many blessings, much love, and namaste.